Well, here we are on another adventure with me, Rick. Can you imagine? We're going winter truck camping. This is my 1972 Saturn camper that my dad designed and his company built, and I inherited it. This is my 1983 Chevy C20. No, it's not the ideal truck to be hauling that, but we don't go very far with it. Someday I'll get a dually and everything will be just perfect. All right, so we are here at the campsite and I need to get a few things set here. I'm gonna clear off some spots here so I can move my fire ring. Since yesterday, I decided it was wise to wait and purchase a carbon monoxide detector. So when I'm running the buddy heater, I can know if there's an issue. So we're back out here today. We'll finish this up and enjoy maybe 2 nights. Ah, yes. My home away from home. Well, welcome to my pickup truck camper. It is a slide-in camper. It was made by my dad's company back in 1972 in a little town called Wakarusa, Indiana. Let me show you around. Well, looking back towards the door I just came in is the dinette set, and you can actually sit down and play a game of checkers on the table if you'd like to. This converts into a bed here. I wouldn't say it's a bed for 2 adults, but it would work for 2 small kids or 1 adult. Then there is a unique system up here. This bed comes down to this level right here, and you have an identical sized bunk above there. So it's pretty cool. I like to keep it up because I rarely have my kids with me anymore. And so I just use the space. I enjoy it not hitting my head. There is a full restroom back here. It is kind of like a typical RV toilet. However, this is a slide-in truck camper, so it's pretty cool. There is, look at that 1970s garb there. Pretty cool. That is a shower, and there's a shower curtain and everything up here. And you have a shower nozzle that works off the sink. There's a little medicine cabinet up here that you keep some stuff in. Got a nice light. And then all this was supposed to be, you know, waterproof and so on. And you have a little bit of a cabinet down here also. It is not currently working. I don't have the water going on this. I've been kind of trying to restore this camper as I go. So these curtains, I think my mom made these curtains, if I'm not mistaken. Both my mom and dad are gone now. I inherited this, so it is pretty unique. Not everybody has one of these, so not everybody wants one. Down here it does have a furnace, and I have not tried it. I almost decided to try it, but then I thought better of myself. I have a friend who works in the heating cooling business. I think I'm going to have him just take a look at it real quick. I don't know enough about it. I'll just leave that go. But anyhow, I do have a stove. The stove does work. And a pretty cool Chateau Magic Chef oven. The last time that I had this, I looked at it and checked it out. But I don't use it really too much. So anyhow, got an old vintage fan here that I thought looked really cool in here. We have cabinets above. We have cabinets here that's got shelves and so on. More cabinets and cabinets. Now this has a pretty cool feature here on this truck camper. You have these access doors that when you open them, they go right out to the bed, so you can store things in there like wood or a small unruly child or something like that. Underneath there is the water tank, which is an old galvanized kind. I'm going to be taking that out and replacing it. Look at the cute little water heater. Isn't that neat? That is quite old. I should get in there and clean that out. I just haven't opened that in a long time. It's kind of like one of those closets you don't open. So, pretty neat. I'm going to be using my buddy heater tonight. I went out and tried to purchase the correct stuff for the connection to run it from that to that, but once again it was wrong, so I have to go back into town yet this evening and see if I can get that so I can run that and have a carbon monoxide detector. It has a, I believe it is a queen size bed up here, and it has little storage cabinets all the way around there. I have my 0-degree bag, and I have a huge comforter. It's probably overkill, but I just didn't want to get cold. If the buddy for some reason decides to kick it, I can still stay warm this evening. So I'm gonna grab my stuff here and go back into town, see if I can get the right stuff so that we can get things hooked up. Then we'll get supper made and just enjoy an evening. Well, we made it back here to the camper, and it is snowing. Went to town and picked up my correct hose to convert my little buddy heater to a 20-pound, and we are going to do that and get things around. Also gonna make supper, and later we'll get the fire going. Well, trying to get a fire going here. However, the wood I have is not dry, or very dry. So I checked, it's about 18 degrees out here, which is not bad at all. So I've had several people ask me, why are you camping in the winter? And they just cannot seem to understand that I enjoy it, that it's fun. I think they think I have a screw loose. Maybe I do. But here we are, out by the woods, in the snow, with a fire going. Talking to a camera. It is breakfast time. We got some sausage. I got some sausage on here. And I have my water steeping here for coffee. We're gonna get the coffee going here. I did this is fresh ground coffee from home. I grind my beans every morning. I'm a serious coffee connoisseur. I have eggs from our little farm, our little hobby farm that I have. So they're definitely colorful. We have some tan ones and some blue ones and some brown ones. And I have my gluten-free bagel here. You can see that, nice and toasty. Well, it's time to get it packed up and head back to the office and hopefully back out here tonight again. I definitely need to get a better step. A little too far. Hey, we're back for day 2 here. It snowed again, and I'm gonna clean up the campsite a little bit and get the fire going. There is a day between the first day and the second day. I'll explain a little bit about that, but I went to the funeral, or attended online the funeral of a friend, and frankly I just wasn't in the mood to come back out. But we're back here today, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But we're gonna get some snow moved here. All right, we're gonna try and get the fire going. The wood's wet, but I have a little bit of a plan. Well, one of the benefits of camping here at my off-grid site is that there are birch trees. I don't know if there's any birch that are shedding bark, but sometimes I can find stuff that's down and use. But now the snow's covering it, and I'm sure it's wet. So that's going to be a little more of a challenge. Let's see what we can find. Oh, look here. There's a big piece of birch. That'll probably burn pretty good. Guess that's kind of dead. Probably be good for starting though. All right, my secret weapon here. Since this wood is wet, struggling to get going, I'm going to use one of these little Duraflame fire starts. And they really do work. I don't use them very often. I do keep them around for such an instance, but I had trouble the other night to even keep the fire going because stuff is so wet and I don't have any dry wood. So we'll make an exception this time and use one of these. So all you have to do is basically open this thing up. Excuse me, my fingers are cold, my nose is running. And just light the thing. So that is what we're gonna do. Stuff it down in here, put everything on top of it then, as far as the kindling goes, and get things rolling. Well, it's starting to take off here. I got things going. Those starters are really handy if you're in a situation like that. I'd rather do that than fight with it out here in the cold weather. We got the wet wood going, and it is taking hold and burning. So I'm going to get some other things set up here today and get back into the camper. Fortunately, I have access to this little spot back here. Let's get some heat going in here. I have a filter on this, and I have it connected to a 20-pound tank. Works really well to keep this warm. All right, takes a little bit for the propane to get back in there, but let's get the coffee on. That way I can sit outside at the fire, tend to the fire, and just enjoy some hot coffee. Now that that's on, I'll let that sit and steep. That'll tell me when it's ready. Well, the fire has really taken off. I'm going to continue to put logs on here. These are green ones from trimming some trees at my house. And I've got some more wood over here under the snow. and another pile at another spot. So I'd like to just kind of keep the fire going tonight and enjoy some time. It's not quite as cold as it has been. It's 18 right now and shouldn't get down terribly cold tonight. So I should be able to be out here some. All right, so I told you that I had originally come out here and planned to do 2 days, but it ended up being Friday, and then Saturday I had the funeral of a good friend. Our family was not able to attend the funeral, so we watched it online live. And I gotta say that it really kind of just put me in a funk. I guess it's one thing, you know, when someone goes through a disease or something like cancer, it's horrible. You don't want to ever see someone go through something like that. It's even more shocking when someone has a heart attack and passes away unexpectedly. But my good friend shot himself at the age of 30 with so much going for him. We don't know why, and if there were signs, they were missed by everybody. So I guess I just kind of was in a funk and not really excited about doing too much. So I just kind of hung around home and didn't do much. I even packed up and was going to come out here. I had a few errands to run, and I did those, and it was snowing a lot, blowing yesterday. I mean, we don't have a lot of snow, but it was blowing and it was cold, and I really wanted to have a campfire, and I just didn't feel like dealing with the wind. So I didn't come out yesterday, but today I came out, and I just wanted to tell you and share with you what was going on and why this might seem a little odd when I edit things together. I just want to let you know that if you're struggling, if you got some stuff going on, the hurt, the brokenness, and the damage that is caused by suicide is so much greater than the struggle that you're going through. There might be thoughts in your head that the world would be better without you, that the pain is so much that it'd be easier to just be done with it. Suicide is not the answer. Get some help. Tell someone. Find a trusted friend. Get some help. That's really all I want to say on that. If you need help, well, enough of that. Let me go see how my coffee's doing. Ah, yeah. Coffee's ready. The cream is still frozen. So, coffee with no cream. That's okay. I can drink it like that. So I went and dug out some of this wood from the snow. It's obviously going to be wet and not well seasoned, but I got the fire going, and I'm pretty sure that it'll burn anyhow. I'll put this big behemoth on there right away, and then stack my wood up over here. Well, that should keep me stocked for the evening. I want to keep it burning. I want a big fire. That way I can sit out here and actually feel the heat from it. It it is time to make some supper here. And so I have a not very original dish to make tonight. Once again, I have potatoes and onions, but tonight I have some ground venison, and then we're going to use some steak sauce in that whole mixture. So let's get started making some awesome supper. Steak sauce. Here's what I've got going on. I've got potatoes and onions in here. I had the heat up a little too high, got it burning. And this is my ground venison with some steak sauce on. I'm just gonna let this simmer here and cook for a little bit. Get this turned down a little bit so that we don't end up with too much going on. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this to keep it from burning, and that'll burn off here. I did open the top vent here so that we can let some of this steam out. It's going good. Well, hey, it's time to head to bed. It's about 10:30 or after. Got everything handled here, and I just need to blow out the candles, turn off the thing. I ended up getting an extra 20-pound propane tank. I actually took it out of my hold here that works the stove because I'm concerned about the other one running out. I don't know how long this little buddy will run on a 20-pounder, but that one was not full to start with, and I ran it all night the other night on that tank, and I ran it some more on that and then this evening. So I'm not sure what I'm in for, but I can switch it over to the other propane tank. I should have plenty. Again, I have my carbon monoxide detector. I do have some vents cracked open, and I had zero trouble the other night, so I'm not expecting anything this evening. So now I need to get up into my bunk up there and just relax and fall asleep. We'll see you in the morning. Well, here I am. Literally, I've been in bed maybe 10 minutes. And the heater ran out. So we're going to get this switched around to the other one. Get that turned off. And this is going to be coming out the opposite way. Okay. Got things switched over. Now we need to open that. Open. See if we can get our pilot lights on. There it comes. Heater's back on. All right. So it definitely was a good call grabbing the other one. Good night again. Well, the light outside, my window's up here, says that it's morning. About 7:15, slept really well. Well, this is what we have this morning. I just dumped my chair there. Forgot to bring that in last night. But it is about 9 degrees outside, snowing, and it says there's a winter storm coming. So I am not going to work on trying to get that fire going out there. I was going to do that. But it's, yeah. Okay, last night you might have remembered that I had to change out my propane tank because the other one ran out. So this is the propane tank that I have in the camper typically that runs my stove. Well, in order to have coffee this morning, I either have to go someplace or come up with another solution. So I have a candle, I have a stove grate, and I have a metal cup that is made for camping. So I'm going to try and see how that works. All right, I have that going. It actually stayed pretty decent in here last night. It is 56 degrees, which is not bad for it being 9 degrees outside. That little buddy kept me nice and warm, and I have not had one issue. However, I did keep this vent cracked open like that. So there are some safeguards, and not all the windows are completely tightly shut up. So hopefully I can make coffee